Feeling alone is one of the heaviest emotions a person can experience. It can happen in silence. It can happen at night. It can happen even when surrounded by people. Sometimes, the outside world keeps moving, while inside everything feels still, heavy, unspoken. There are moments when it feels like no one truly understands what you carry. The thoughts you don't say, the worries you keep inside, the battles you fight quietly. And in those moments, loneliness feels deeper than words. But the Bible speaks directly into this feeling. Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. This is not just encouragement. It is a promise. God does not disappear when life becomes difficult. He does not walk away when we feel forgotten. He does not turn away when we feel weak. He stays. In quiet moments. In heavy seasons. In the days when motivation fades. In the nights when thoughts become louder. God's presence is not always dramatic. It is often gentle, calm, steady, like a light that continues to shine even when everything feels dark. You may not always feel it, but that does not mean it is not there. Loneliness can make us believe we are isolated, that we are unseen, that no one notices the weight we carry. But God sees every detail, every tear, every silent prayer, every moment you push forward even when it feels difficult. Nothing escapes His attention. Nothing is ignored. Sometimes, the deepest growth happens in seasons of solitude, in moments when life slows down, when distractions fade, when we begin to hear what truly matters. Loneliness can feel like emptiness, but it can also become space. Space where healing begins. Space where faith becomes real. Space where trust grows quietly. God often meets people in these quiet spaces. Not when everything is loud. Not when everything is easy. But when the heart is open. When the noise fades. When we begin to listen. Being alone does not mean being abandoned. It means being in a moment where something deeper is forming. Strength, clarity, faith that does not depend on circumstances. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not walking through life without guidance. God walks beside you in moments no one else sees. In decisions no one else understands. In struggles you cannot explain. And slowly, something begins to shift. The silence feels less heavy. The heart feels less restless. Peace begins to replace isolation. Trust begins to replace fear. Because you begin to realize something important. You were never meant to carry life alone. And you never have. God has been present through every step. Through every uncertain moment. Through every quiet night. Through every unanswered question. Even now. Even here. Even in this moment. You are not alone. And you never were. There are days when loneliness feels stronger than faith. When silence feels louder than hope. When it becomes difficult to see meaning in what you are going through. And in those moments, it is easy to believe that nothing is changing. That nothing is moving. That nothing is being heard. But God works in ways we do not always see. Quietly. Slowly. Deep beneath the surface. Just like roots grow underground before a tree rises above it. Growth does not always happen where it is visible. Sometimes it happens inside. In the heart. In the mind. In the spirit. Loneliness often creates space for reflection. For understanding. For healing that cannot happen when life is constantly loud. It is in these moments that many people discover who they truly are. What truly matters. What they are holding onto that they no longer need. And what God is building within them. Faith grows differently in solitude. It becomes more personal. More real. Less dependent on surroundings. Less dependent on people. And more connected to something deeper. Something constant. God does not measure your strength by how visible it is. He sees the effort no one else notices. The quiet endurance. The silent prayers. The decision to keep going even when motivation feels gone. These moments matter. They shape who you are becoming. They build resilience. They build patience. They build trust that cannot be shaken easily. Loneliness does not last forever. Seasons change. Circumstances shift. New paths appear. And when they do, you will carry the strength built in silence. You will carry the clarity that formed in stillness. You will carry the faith that grew without needing validation. And you will realize something important. You were never truly alone. God was preparing you, strengthening you, guiding you through a season that felt empty, but was actually forming something powerful inside you. Even now, He is present. Even now, He is working. Even now, He is guiding your steps. And even if you cannot see it clearly today, you are being led forward. Sometimes loneliness changes the way we see the world. It slows everything down. It makes us notice things we usually ignore. The small moments, the quiet spaces, the thoughts that stay beneath the surface. And in that stillness, something important begins to happen. We begin to listen differently. Not to noise, not to distractions, but to what truly matters. To the voice that speaks without pressure, without fear, without confusion. God often speaks in stillness, not through chaos, not through urgency, but through calm moments where the heart becomes open enough to receive guidance. Loneliness can feel like distance, but sometimes it is actually closeness. Closeness to understanding, closeness to clarity, closeness to the direction that was always there, just hidden by the noise of life. When everything slows down, we begin to recognize what is truly important. Faith becomes less about routine and more about connection, more about trust, more about walking forward even without seeing the entire path. God does not rush your journey. He does not compare your pace to anyone else. He meets you exactly where you are, right now, in this moment, in this season. Even if it feels uncertain, even if it feels quiet, even if it feels lonely, because His presence does not depend on your circumstances. It remains steady, unchanging, and constant. Over time, loneliness begins to transform. It becomes strength. It becomes understanding. It becomes a reminder that you can stand even when life feels unstable, because you are supported by something greater than what you see. God is still guiding you, still protecting you, still walking beside you. And even if you do not feel it every day, He has never stepped away. Not once. Not for a moment. You are still being led forward, still being shaped, still being prepared for what lies ahead. And one day, you will look back on this season, and you will see that it was not empty. It was meaningful. It was necessary. And it brought you closer to the strength and faith you carry now.